Okay, and now it's time for community announcements. And as a first one, I would like to introduce Jens, who works with Cloud Platform at Google. So let's welcome Jens.
No clicker. Okay, first, thanks for having me. So I was told I have 5 minutes, so I try to keep those 5 minutes and move through the slides and what I want to tell you pretty quickly, and see if I can work the microphone with looking, away and speaking. So thanks. My name is Jens. I'm with Google. I run what we call a cloud platform at Google for the German-speaking markets in Central and Eastern Europe. And the idea today in the next 5 minutes is to give you a little bit of an overview of what we do for startups, whether it's Google and Google services to help you get your startup off the ground, build your startup, grow your startup, get some audience, and monetize your startup. Probably some of the stuff you've already heard before, so maybe there is some stuff that's not new to you. But we're here, we're trying to help you, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to us, and we're really happy to support you in the local community. So first, as a start, to give you an idea, what we think is changing out there with everybody moving to digital and everything getting more digitalized. This is a stat from, I think, the S&P 500, so the Fortune 500 actually. A lot of the companies that are on the Fortune 500 or that were in the Fortune 500 beginning of this century are not on the Fortune 500 anymore. What this means is that digital, most of the stuff that you work with, is disrupting a lot of industries and not just a few. And all those old incumbents are very, very afraid of what you guys are doing and what you guys are building. So this means you can disrupt a lot of those industries. But what this means is, if things are changing that quickly, you have to be prepared for this as well. And one rule that we follow very strictly at Google, at least we try to, sometimes we don't get it right that well, and then we really have to work hard to make it right again. So we have 10 big rules at Google that we try to follow. And the number one rule is focus on the user, all else will follow. Which means if we build products, if we build services that people love, that people use, that people come back to, anything else will fall in place. So, we started with this little white page and this little bar where you can type in some things that you search for. We didn't have a clue in the beginning how to make money with it. Actually, I think we did a pretty good product on search, and somehow we also managed later on to make a little bit of money out of it. But we still have to focus on the product. If people are not using the product, if people are not coming back to us, we are not monetizing. We have no chance to monetize. So this is the foremost goal that you have with your startup. Focus on the users and make a product that your users love. To do this, we want to help you, and there's a lot of stuff that we can help you with. We more or less put this into 4 areas. Why is this louder now? Okay. Into 4 areas, which is we can help you build your application, build what you do. We can help you grow your audience with different services, like AdWords to attract people, help you engage your players with different tools that we have, and also help you monetize, be it AdMob for mobile applications, be it other things that we have, AdSense and so on, to really help you get value out of your users that use your application. So why is this important? Because you should focus on your application, you should focus on the value you deliver to your users, and not on the complexity of all the rest of this. There are services that do this for you, there are services that help you with this. There's not just services from us from Google, there's services from other players as well. But those services exist. There is no need for you guys to do this, to reinvent the wheel if other people have already done this and can help you with this. Not when you're in the startup phase. As I say, I do run cloud platforms, and I go into a little bit more detail what that is, because that's what I know more about. If you have questions for the other parts of Google, like how do we help you to grow your audience, how we help you to keep your users engaged, and how to monetize your users, feel free to reach out to me. The good thing is, I think, so I'm not really on top of all those things, but I think like a couple of weeks ago, we announced that we now we'll open a local office in the Baltics in Vilnius, which is good. So we'll have local people on site in the Baltics that help grow the region with all those services. And hopefully they grow pretty quickly and we get people in other cities as well. But that's the very first step, as the Baltics is a very important region for us, and we're not serving it out of Dublin anymore. We have now people on the ground in the region. So what I do is helping people build and run stuff the way we do it. Why is this important? Because as I said, digital is changing the world out there very rapidly, and businesses are going away very quickly. If you want to stay ahead, there's 3 things that we think are important for you and that you should look at. Number 1 is reduce all the overhead of infrastructure that you need for your startup. This is not a business you should be in. There's others that do this for a living, and let them do it for a living and focus on what you should do best and what makes you different from the rest. Number 2 is, if you have developers, if you're lucky enough to find enough developers, enough good developers, let them do what they're good at. Don't let them do stuff that they don't really like. This is a lesson that we have learned very hard. There's stuff that developers don't like to do, like monitoring, debugging, other stuff. Stuff that you can automate this stuff. Don't do it yourself. Use tools that automate work that your developers don't like to do. Because those people are hard to get, and those people are hard to keep if they have to do work that's boring for them. And number 3, and also very important, use data to get insights into your users and into your markets and how people use your application, use your services. As much data as you can get that data and work with that data. And there's a lot of tools that help you doing this. We try to help you with all of these 3 things. So what we do is, what we've done with Google over the years, the last 16.5 years, we have built all those services for us internally. Because we had a startup in the beginning, we had to learn how to scale that startup, how to build those services to make the startup a global corporation and serve billions of users. We help you with everything that you need in computing. The way we do computing, you can use those services. The way we do data analysis, you can use those services. They're very easy to use. They're very easy to start. There's no upfront investment for this that you have to do. And third, we have made pricing and contracting very startup-like, because that's the way we think it should be. There is no contracts with us. We bill you by the minute. You can leave us whenever you want when you're not happy with us. And for most workloads, you can Google it, or you can go to any other search engine that you like to use. There's external comparisons between us and other providers in that market. We usually come out 40% cheaper than the rest. So if you're a startup, if you're short on money, have a look at us as well. So because I'm short of time, I'm not telling you about that story. If you have questions on how other people did this, this is one of those examples that started with us, that had everything automated by us and focused more on their application. They were quite successful with the way they did it. If you have any questions, come up to me afterwards. Thanks.
Thanks. So for the next announcement, I would like to invite Meetup from Full Contact, and he'll tell you a bit more about a new interesting project in the upcoming months, right?
Nope. Hey guys. So my name is Meetup, and I work at a company called Full Contact, and I would like to talk to you today about a thing we are trying out called Full Contact Code Academy. So this is going to be like part lecture, part workshop, where developers can apply to strengthen their knowledge. This is, we are targeting people that have pre-existing knowledge and are, let's say, computer science students or junior developers at a startup, or perhaps interns, or maybe just self-taught programmers that just want to learn something more. It's going to be free of charge, which is nice. It's going to take place in August, so you have until then to apply. It's going to be 4 events, once every week. And it's, as I said, it's going to be part lecture, but we're trying to make it as interactive as possible depending on how many people apply. The people organizing this are myself, Jānis Abele from Python Latvia, and also TechHubRiga is providing their space, so thanks for that. And so I would like to invite everybody. Maybe you are one of those people I just described and you want to learn more, or you work at a startup and you know somebody like a junior developer on your team, or just a friend who you know is really interested in programming and knows something but needs that extra push to get a job or things like that. Please let them know and please spread the word. And if this sounds interesting, I'll be right here, so come grab me and talk to me. Thanks.
Thank you. The next announcement is from Richards Gailums, and he has some new event next.
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Richards, and I would like to invite you for an interesting event next week on a Tuesday. We will talk about demand and supply for venture capital in Latvia from both sides. So what startups really need, and what really venture capitalists in Latvia are offering, because there's I get the feeling that there's a gap between supply and demand, and so we are going to discuss why this gap is there and how to get how to make the situation better in the forthcoming generations for startups. And if you're a startupper or a founder of startup who has experience in Latvia venture capital fundraising, or gotten some kind of idea how to express the situation about existing situations, so you're welcome to speak or just join discussions. So you could find more details and registration in Labs of Latvia website. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Richard. So the next part is talent pitches. We have 4 talent pitches, and for those who pitch, I would like to make a note that you will have 2 minutes, and when the timer goes off, you need to finish your sentence, and then we have time for up to 3 questions, not more, from the audience. So the first talent pitch is from Tadas, from a startup called Kilo.
Thanks.
Hi everyone, Kilo is a personalized nutrition and fitness solutions provider in Lithuania. We started in 2014, January 1st, have been profitable since the first day we launched in Lithuania, have grown the business in 18 months now with over 50,000 euros in monthly revenues, and currently we're looking to repeat the success in Latvia. Therefore, we're looking for a country manager here. In Lithuania, success consisted of our clients losing over 10 tons in weight in a single year. By now, it's more than 30 tons already today. And 8 out of 10 clients recommend to their friends. 70% say they actually achieved the visible result and they look in the mirror. Our support team answered more than 40,000 questions, so there's lots of actually active involvement. It's quite a significant community that we have. We believe we can repeat exactly the same experience here in Latvia. And why is it important is that 57% of Latvians are overweight. I know it's hard to believe. It's 60% in Lithuania. We always consider ourselves slim and nice because that's what we see in Riga and in Vilnius. But believe me, it's not exactly the facts. And the facts, according to World Health Organization, is that we are overweight and obese. And Latvia needs help. You can help. We're looking once again for a country manager who would be an entrepreneur, who would treat this Kilo.lv startup as his or her own startup. The focus would be on making lots of money and saving Latvia. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions? Sorry.
I guess not. info@kilo.lt. That's one thing that is missing on the slide, actually.
Okay, thank you. So the next one up is Alex from Jetbit.
What do I click? This one, okay. Hey everyone, my name is Alex. This is not actually a talent pitch. I'm just taking this chance to tell you about my company. I'm the founder of Jibbit.com. It's a software startup from the UK. I just recently relocated to Latvia from London. And we're 100% self-funded, so I'm feeling a little bit like alien here. This is my favorite way of doing businesses because this is awesome. I don't have any stupid board members or investors I need to report to. My customers are the only people I need to please. So I've been doing that for 10 years. My company, we're kind of, technically we're not a startup. We're a successful, established software company. So we really small. It was kind of my intention to keep the team really small. Everyone's working remotely. Everyone's traveling the world with their laptops and living their dream life because our actually annual revenue is 7 figures. I cannot tell you the exact numbers because we're like a private company, but our flagship product is a help desk software. So that's a really crowded market. There's dozens of companies selling help desk software out there, and the most important lesson I've learned over the years is that if you're a small company, you can successfully beat the big guys. So if you're about to enter some market and you see lots of competition there, being small is actually your competitive advantage. So don't be afraid, just go for it. What can I help you with? First of all, I can be your angel investor. So if you're looking for some seed money to get you started, to get you to the speed, just let me know. I can be your investor. I actually invested in a number of startups in the States, in Australia, in the UK. I can be your mentor. I love talking to other technical founders and developers and entrepreneurs. So let me know. I'm here almost every day. My desk is right over there. So feel free to come over and say hi. If you need any help with SEO, marketing, or technical, or just general business advice, that's basically it. This is my Twitter account. This is my blog. We're actually looking for a full-time support person. So if you speak English and you have some basic technical knowledge, let me know if you're interested. That's it. Thank you.
Any questions maybe for Alex? No. It's a quiet crowd today. So the next one up will be Reinis from SonarWorks.
So, SonarWorks. We are a software development startup with big passion for accurate sound. Because you see, in recording studios, the sound that comes out of the speakers is a working tool. Because the sound engineers, they have to hear very precisely what is happening in the mix. But each room and each headphone has its own sound. So what our software does is takes away this influence of the room or the headphone and gives an accurate sound. And well, the way we do it, it's quite fresh and quite unique because we're not industry veterans. But the most respected magazine in our industry, well, they put us on the cover and called us revolutionary. Luckily, I didn't have to do that. So in order to keep the growth momentum going, we're looking for online marketing specialists with hands-on experience and still bursting with ideas because we would like him or her to come up with ideas for campaigns, for tools, for optimizations, implement, test it, show how it works with numbers. That's what those growth hackers do, right? And we offer 3 things. A fair remuneration with a fixed part and a performance bonus that might raise it above the industry average. Secondly, with access to our technology, this person will certainly enjoy the music much more everywhere they listen to, in the car, on headphones at home. And last, but certainly not least, this person will be part of launching a new consumer product later this year that will go for the millions of music listeners around the world and, well, going against the heavyweight competitors will certainly be a unique and valuable experience for this person, hopefully with ambitions bigger than the Latvian market.
Still no questions. We have one.
Question: What is it all revolutionary about? Why is it revolutionary? What's the difference between usual headphones?
Well, the thing, so it doesn't go back, obviously. So the revolutionary thing is that the thing that they put on the cover, like many people think it's not really possible to do, that it's not possible to calibrate the headphones, but it's obviously possible. And finally, it enables the sound engineers to use headphones as dependable tools in their work. And that wasn't possible before.
Any other questions?
So is this a tool for sound engineers, or is this for a consumer to calibrate his own earphones? What's the consumer?
Well, I won't go into that. Now we're kind of growing our B2B, in a way, B2B market or prosumer market, but we're going into consumer market with an app and with like a whole way of like an ecosystem that will give the same benefit basically to also consumer market. So, yeah, come talk to me or write me an email to SonarWorks.
Thank you. Okay, and now we have our final talent pitch from Oris, who will tell you more about currency risk hedging platform. Let's welcome.
Greetings, cienījamas dāmas un kungi. Es saku pāris vārdus latviski un tad pāriet uz angļu. Mūsu produkts ir peer-to-peer platforma, lai samazinātu valūtas risku. You guys are excited already? Sorry for the complexity. We'll try to make it simple. So the product is at the very base stage. And yes, we're looking for partners. And yes, we're looking for some cash. The sooner the better. At least my partner says. Anyway, quick background here. So the product, once again, is supposed to be a platform for peer-to-peer currency hedging. In other words, no banks involved, no brokers. Just matching people that have similar needs in currency hedging, in currency management, in minimizing risks, okay? And quick background here, mine is, I've been in finance for quite some time, about 10 plus years. Business administration, this, that, some math involved, not that I remember much, but some math. We try to apply it here and there. And my partner has been in international business for quite some time. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. So this part is very complex, okay? The basic part is we would like to start very simple with just euros and dollars, just two currencies, okay? In very simplified terms, just 1, 3, and 6 months to start. Because the idea is in a way, is like a forward. If you're scared about currency in 6 months, you try to find someone else who's scared too. Normally you can find someone. And we'll help, because we'll provide a platform. We'll say, Jack, you're looking for John for this amount. You're scared about dollars. You'll be able to find John, okay? We'll have everyone with a rating, and every member will provide us with some profile information. So we'll try to scare people for the second layer, so they don't just go crazy and don't go fraudulent on each other, okay? We'll try to make sure. And we'll also try to match people. So if they're part of TransferWise, or they're part of PayPal, or they're part of some other tool to transfer cash from one point to another, we'll try to find them and say, guys, you're on the same network. Or maybe you're on Facebook together, Jack and John. Maybe you just want to minimize your risk. Just talk to each other. We'll say, here you go. That's basically the idea. So competition, do we have competition? Yes, we have banks, brokers, et cetera, and they provide all kinds of tools, and they fool people a lot. They take a lot of money from you. That's the basic part of it. How do they do it? Different ways. They take fees, they give you different rates on whether you're on the sell side or on the buy side of a currency, and there are other things they do. And it gets complex sometimes. And in some cases, they just invite those that have a lot of money to talk about. Next steps for us, we're basically inviting initial investments, and we're looking for developers that are in teams or they think they're good at something that they do. We'll be very excited to talk. Here's our information for contact. My name is Orest, O-R-E-S-T. Orestes, Orests, whichever way. A bit Greek, a bit Latvian, and a lot of Californian to it. Because I've been in California for a good 20-some years. We have some contacts there, yes. If this tool actually evolves, we have some ways to connect with a few people there. So once again, here's a little line there. What do we provide as far as the platform? Peer-to-peer currency forward with a standard notional, standard term. And in the end, one has to only worry about the change in currencies, the change in the currency rate. Nobody needs to put any cash in the beginning. You just wait till the end of the term, and then you pay if your currency has been basically moving against you. And we try to be partnering, we'll try to find ways to partner with PayPal's, TransferWise, and others, the ones that are inviting new services for transferring cash from one country to another, from one currency to another. That's basically all. But if you have questions, I'm still here for another 30 seconds or something. I'm not sure what I'm given, but.
Thank you. Well, if you have questions for us, he will be probably around for a couple minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Please contact him. Okay, and before I let you off to have some beer in the kitchen, I would like to invite Viesturs, who will tell you a bit more about our awesome idea pitch challenge.
Okay. Typically, I'm finding my way here myself. Now I've been introduced. So many. No, I don't. I don't think we might need it for tonight. So, all right. So, hey, for those of you who are not newcomers, you know what will happen next. But pretty many new faces here. So, before we break for a beer, we take 10 minutes for like little networking and things. The thing which will most probably happen next is the idea pitching, which is like from top of your head, the craziest ideas, not prepared, no visuals, and there is just a pitching battle, okay? And the rules are who of you is ready, actually? That's the question. Anyone who's willing? Come on, okay. You'll find your way. So the 10-minute break will help. The rules are as following. So there are 2 minutes, no visuals, strict, covering the problem, the solution, and ideally how do you make money out of it, right? Then there should be at least 2 participants to call it a competition. You'll be doing that? Great. One is there. So there are 2 participants to call it the competition. There are 3 participants that we give the prize. Well, the prize is being famous, and if in the case of 2, the 3 participants qualifies for the prize, which is a bottle of the typically red wine, yes. And the maximum limit for the participants is 5, because again, and I have an excuse. I'm starting to forget. If there's 6, I'm starting to forget the first one. I'm moderating the part. I'm the old man. So yes, so 2 minutes, no visuals, top of your head. Think, and you'll think, work hard, pitch hard. You had actually a great guiding light, great presentation how to do it right, and see you in 10 minutes. So once again, how many of you are ready? So 1, the second, and that's already a competition. 3, it's already one's coming. Either way, Okay, see you in 10 minutes. Yeah, challenge him. See you in 10 minutes. Break for 10.